On a bright and sunny day in a cozy home nestled in a lush green forest, lived a cheerful girl named Zayla. Zayla loved to sit by her window, watching the birds chirp and dance in the warm sunlight. Today her heart was full of excitement, for she had a special plan in mind. Just then, Zayla's best friend Sparkle fluttered in through the open window. But Sparkle wasn't an ordinary friend. She was a magical white unicorn with a rainbow-coloured horn, and she always brought joy wherever she went. Sparkle the unicorn flies into the room, her wings shimmering with magical light. "Good morning, Zayla," Sparkle seemed to say as she landed gracefully beside her. Zayla turned to Sparkle, her eyes twinkling with excitement. Zayla smiles and looks at Sparkle full of excitement. Zayla had heard stories about a magical castle in the nearby town of Bright Lights, where a rainbow princess lived. Today, she wanted to visit that castle and see if the stories were true. Sparkle agreed, eager for a new adventure. Zayla and Sparkle exchange a determined look, ready to begin their journey. The journey to Bright Lights was filled with laughter and wonder. Zayla and Sparkle travelled through a forest path lined with colourful wildflowers, the sun shining brightly overhead. As they approached the town, the towering spires of the castle came into view, gleaming under the sunlight. At the castle gates, Zayla's heart raced with anticipation. The castle was even more magnificent than she had imagined, with sparkling walls and tall turrets reaching high into the sky. As they drew closer, the gates opened, and there stood the Rainbow Princess. Her gown shimmered with all the colours of the rainbow, and her smile was warm and welcoming. The Rainbow Princess waves and smiles at Zayla and Sparkle as they approach. The Rainbow Princess greeted them warmly. "Welcome to Bright Lights," her expression seemed to say. Zayla and Sparkle were thrilled. They had made it to the castle and their adventure was just beginning. Zayla and Sparkle look up at the Rainbow Princess with admiration and excitement. The Rainbow Princess led Zayla and Sparkle through the grand entrance and into a magical garden. The garden was vibrant and filled with flowers of every colour, and in the centre was a small sparkling pond. The scene shifts to the beautiful garden with Zayla, Sparkle and the Rainbow Princess walking together. On a lily pad in the pond sat a small green frog wearing a tiny crown. This was Melvin, the Rainbow Princess's brother, who had been enchanted by a wizard. Despite his small size, Melvin was full of surprises. Zayla smiled at Melvin, charmed by the enchanted frog. Sparkle, always ready to help, decided to sprinkle some of her magical fairy dust on Melvin, hoping it might assist him in breaking the spell. Sparkle uses her magic to gently blow fairy dust onto Melvin, who looks grateful. The garden was filled with laughter and joy as they all played games and explored the castle together. It was a day full of magic and wonder, one that Zayla would never forget. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the castle, it was time for Zayla and Sparkle to head home. The Rainbow Princess thanked them for their visit and gave Zayla a small, sparkling charm as a token of their friendship. Zayla held the charm close to her heart, knowing that this day would always hold a special place in her memories. Zayla looks at the charm and smiles warmly at the Rainbow Princess. With a final wave, Zayla and Sparkle set off on their journey home, their hearts full of joy and their minds filled with thoughts of the next adventure that awaited them. The final scene shows Zayla riding on Sparkle's back, heading towards the sunset as they leave the castle behind. Every day is an adventure when you have a magical friend by your side, and Zayla knew that there were many more to come.